While creating any product, we need to follow some of the interaction design principles. Interaction design principles consider how the user interact any user interface. So all these considerations are taken care in interaction design. So while creating any prototype, we should envision how the live users will interact with the UI, so that we can create some model or to plan interactions in advance, and so that we can revise the designs on user feedback. And the goal is to create interactions that are maximally user friendly. When we say user friendly, it should be easy to use. So all this can be achieved using interaction design. Let us see the 5 pillars of interaction design. The first thing is the goal driven design. Any user who comes to a website, as they have some goal, right? They have some something to purchase or something to accomplish. Maybe submit a tax form, go to a bank website to do some transaction, to send money to someone. So all these are tasks. So these are the goals actually for the users, end users. So we should understand what is the goal. So to understand that, we can use personas, user scenarios, and experience map to understand all the goals of the user. Have talked personas and user scenarios in previous videos. So persona is like it's a fictitious character. We just create that persona using a template, placing a photo and describing the user, and also having his bio and demography, and technology wise how is he knowledgeable or not. And then we have the goals and needs of the user, and also we cover the pains and gains of the user. So a persona template can be used used for goal to finding out the goals of the user. So I have talked this earlier in the persona section. And also user scenarios, scenario at which what the which context at which context what is he doing, I mean what he tries to do. So all this can be written in user scenarios. uh, so like Joe is going to bank, and he wants to transfer some amount to his business partner. So he approaches the bank and waits there to meet the manager, and submits a form and give it to the manager, and the manager helps him to transfer the money. So this is one kind of a user scenario, what the user is trying to do at that point. So this can be explained very clearly in user scenarios. So we understand, okay, this is the goal, right? Joe wants to transfer the money. That is the end goal from the user scenario. We can know that that is the goal. An experience map, um, it shows the journey of every customer going through when interacting with the brand at multiple channels. So I have not talked about the experience map earlier, but I can tell you the difference between customer journey map and experience map. Customer journey map, if you see, we have a persona. We take a persona and see how that persona is going to interact with one specific product, or if he wants to complete a task, what is the journey of the user. So in experience map, instead of one user, we take the entire customers, all the customers, how are they going to interact with the brand at multiple channels. It can be offline or online, or even interacting with the brochures, flyers, website, app, or even when they go to any vacation, are they using the company provided services. So everything um, all the channels is covered in the experience map. So that is the main difference. So definitely we'll be able to identify the goals at each and every step. What is the goals of the what are the goals of the user can be captured in experience map. Okay, the second one is usability. Usability is measured in three steps, that is effectiveness, efficiency, and ease of use. Effectiveness is nothing but the task is completed or not by the user while using any app or any website. Is he able to complete the task? That is effectiveness. And the efficiency is nothing but how much time does the user take to complete a task? That is efficiency. And third one is ease of use. Whether the user is feels that this product is easy to use while interacting with the UI. So that is captured in ease of use. So these three things are important when it comes to usability. The third thing is signifiers and affordances. So for affordance to work, we need signifiers. So signifiers is nothing but like signage. So you can see wherever you go to any city, you can see signboards, right? Telling that go take left, take right, go straight. So all this signage will be there. The first thing is you can see that arrows, right? So that is signifiers. And the road you're taking at left, that is the affordance actually. So to be very precise. And when it comes to website, if you just place a text and you think that user has to click on that, people will not understand whether it's a button or a link, right? So when you place a rectangle below the text, and or maybe you make a corners little rounded, and maybe give a skeuomorphic design and make it like a button, look like it a button. So at that point of time, it becomes affordance. While it is flat, and while that only the text says that it's a summit, say for the this text says summit. So you will understand that, okay, I have to click on it, but is it a button or it's a link? So when you give a rectangle below that, you understand that it's a button. So that is the affordance. So signifiers even the app, we have apps in our phones, right? Where you have, for example, for the mail app. So you can see that the app, you have a small square, and inside the square you have a mail icon. The mail icon is the signifier, and the button, right? You see a button, right? That is the affordance. Fair and should be part of that affordance. Without that, user will not perceive that affordance. So that is what affordance and signifiers is all about. The next thing is the learnability. In a real world, a task can be remembered after every single use, but that does not happen actually. So many people cannot remember the task they have done after a single use, right? So some people have some cognitive issues to remember that. So how can we design that familiarity and intuition while designing any interface? We need to build familiarity and intuition while designing any interface, and we have to design in a manner that there is the UA elements are more consistent, and it can achieve predictability very easily, so that when people try completing a task, they will easily start remembering the task after a single use. Previously, I told you that consistency plays a very huge part in learnability, right? So I have placed the consistency here. So consistency in the UI elements. I mean, the UI, the header, the buttons, the links, the breadcrumbs, the images, everything should be consistent throughout the website or throughout the app. So let's take an example like the user uh, needs to enter the payment details of his credit card. Okay, so when he goes to that particular page, payment details page, so what you have some of the details like add new card or select the new card for completing the select the existing card to complete the payment. So he wants to add a new card. So how will you perceive that information? Based on the text. The text is text of the button is clearly saying that add new card to complete the payment, or enter CVV of the existing card to complete the payment. So based on that, first he perceive he has understood that I have to enter a new card details. So he clicks on the add new card button. Based on the predictability, he knows now I'm going to click on that. So I'll be getting a form. That is what he predicts. That is what he predicts, and he clicks on the button. So you'll get a progressive disclosure where accordion kind of an accordion where all the payment details is being asked. He's been asked the credit card number, the expiry date, and the CVV. So he enters all those details and clicks on the submit button. Now what happens? You'll get a feedback. Your card details has been saved. If there is any wrong in the credit card details, the system should say that your credit card details are wrong. So that is feedback. Okay. Now he has learned how to add a new payment card. So that is the learnability part. And next time you will remember, okay, if I have to add new card, I have to go to the payment details section, click on the add new payment button, and I have to fill the form details, the credit card number, the CVV number, and the expiry date, so that I can save a new card. I can save a new card in my payment details. So that you will remember. So this is what feedback and response time is all about. Interaction design can be achieved very easily by using two of the methods like user flow and user journey. User flow is nothing but the task flow. So at each screen, which UI element does he interact? So that can be captured in the user flow, and then what is in which after interacting with that screen, what is the next screen? Which screen does he go, the user goes to? So these navigation patterns can be captured in the task flow, user flow. So you please use user flow while creating the interaction design document. And again, user journey. So the entire path of the user journey can be captured. I mean, if he wants to do a checkout, the entire journey can be captured in the user journey, and you can see where are the pitfalls, where are we are lagging, where does the user interact, where does the user struggling. So all this can be captured in the user journey, and from the initial impression all way to the reaching the goal, that can be done using user journey. So that's why I've added here. So and the difference also, I mean, I've captured here so that it will be helpful. And next thing is micro interaction. So a single contained interaction with a specific focus purpose. So micro interaction nowadays plays a huge role in many of the websites. So I just want to touch up on that topic. So there are four things in interactions. One is the trigger, the rules, feedback, loop and modes. Trigger is when you click on any button, you start that trigger, and then in the rules, the actions, what happens next. Well, after clicking, what happens, the action, and the in the order, in which order uh, does the action happen, how much time does it take. So that is captured in rules. And feedback, any any interaction, that is in the entire interaction design part, we need to be very focused on this feedback, because if there is any interaction with the UI, we need to capture the feedback. So we have to provide feedback to the user, either from the system side or from the design side. We should be showing some kind of a feedback to the user. So that is what happens here. So it can happen through visual, sound, and haptics. Visual, sound, and haptics maybe by even by touching your mobile phone, your phone vibrates. That is haptics, or by providing some feedback through sound. So that is a feedback. And loop and modes. Loop, uh, how much time does it take? Does it take? And does the action has to be repeated or not? So that is where that is what loops is all about. And mode, is there change in behavior between the users of the micro interaction? So that is what modes is all about. Let's see this example. Here you can see this, it's kind of a carousel here. So if you see the button here, right, it's kind of a micro interaction. When you click on this, the color changes. The trigger, first thing is, sorry, the first thing is the trigger. So I clicked on it, so automatically the action happens. The next image of the car slides in, and the thing is, there is no loop here, and the mode is only the addition, the between the interaction, the only change is the color of that this round icon button. And again, if you see here, this is one beautiful interaction here. So I can change the wheels. If you see, I can change the wheels here. See, I think you saw the wheels changing, right? So that's the trigger actually. These are micro interactions. So very smaller micro interactions. It's very, which is presented very neatly. So nowadays, lot of websites have this. See, I've changed the color. So you want to change the color to gray, it will change gray. So these are micro interactions. So see, there is some time, right? Those are the rules. It either succeed or it either fails. So um, so this is what part of micro interaction. And trigger, rules, and there is a feedback. When you click on, this wheels, you can see the wheels changing, so that there is a feedback, right? Again, when you click on this smaller icon, the next image slides in, that is the feedback, right? So the feedback, so that's what happens. And the length and the loops and modes, whether this action should loop or not. And the mode is there a change in their behavior between the users. So that is all about micro interactions.